Good morning, afternoon and evening, my crazies. My name's Angela, I'm the Crazy Poppy Lady, and welcome back to another Funday die day video. Now today's one is actually a pre-order with a bit of a colour challenge. So come on, let's go and see what I made of these beauties. Okay, so yes, I was teasing you. I told you that this was a pre-order colour choice sort of scenario. So let me tell you who went and ordered 4 hanks of yarn. It was our gorgeous Linda at Linda Simpsons Designs. Thank you ever so much, honey, for putting your confidence in me and allowing me to dye your yarn today. Fingers crossed that you like it. If I don't like it, you won't get to see this one. You'll see the one that I do like. Right, okay. So today's cotton that she has chosen to use is the 50-50 blend. This is 50% acrylic and 50% cotton. Each one of these hanks is 50 grams. That's why it's the 50-50. Everything's 50. Okay, and then our Linda has chosen a duck egg blue with brown spots. She did give me a little bit more information than that. That is just my quick brief that I have written down on my form. Oh, wish me luck, because I'm not quite sure how I'm going to play this one yet. I'm thinking it might end up being a 2-step process. So come on, and let me move this camera, get everything set up. I think I'm cooking it first, but before that, pre-soak cup of coffee. It's too early in the morning and my brain's not in gear yet. Okay, after realising my pan was not big enough, I've moved to the next size up. Okay, so now it's time to add the blue. Now I've got to remember not to freak out. This actually looks purple in real life, but it's gone on blue on screen. Whew, it looks alright to you lot. To me, it's scary. Alright, okay. Now what I want to do with this one is completely submerge it. Okay, so I am going to mix in some more water with it, so I can bring the water table up a little bit, okay, and submerge it. There we go. Now it's a case of giving them a gentle wiggle. Try and get some of that dye mixed in a little bit better with the new water that's been put in. Okay, now this is only under over one burner because I can't fit it over the 2. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave this for a little while to start heating up. And we're doing, yeah. So it's starting to warm up now on this side. And then what I'm going to do is give it about 10 minutes and turn it the whole tray round so that it warms up this other side here. Then once that's done, hopefully this will have taken in a high percentage of the colour. And then what I'm going to do is, of course, flip the yarn, check it over, see if it's the colour that I'm looking for. If not, more tweaking will be needed. Okay, so I'm going to leave this bubbling for a little while. We'll have a little bit of music while I carry on clearing up the mess I've just made in my kitchen with the dye. Actually using today is the ocean blue. I've diluted it down my normal way in my little mixie bottles, and as you can see here, this one's still got quite a lot left. So as I said, I'm doing it in sections, and I'm hoping that we will get to the colour we want. We definitely will by the time that this bottle is finished. It will definitely be blue. Whether it's our duck egg blue or not, that's only time will tell, so keep everything crossed for us. Okay, so I'm back after 10 minutes. This has actually been turned every 2.5 minutes. I got a bit iffy with it, but let's have a look at how much dye is still left in the pan. In the middle it's clearing up quite nicely, but on the edges there is still quite a lot there. Now I am loving how this centre section is looking, and the colour that's on the yarn, although I think I need to go a little bit darker, so I'm going to give this a little bit more time before, of course, turning over the yarn and adding some more dye to it. Now I've noticed that with my dyes that I'm doing like this, they pick up a lot more of the residual dye once it's left to cool down. Okay, and it doesn't come out in the wash either. So that is my thought process on this one, is to just keep going with this, add a little bit more, and then add a little bit more, and when I think I'm there, leave it. Right, so I'm just going to move this around again, and I'll be back shortly to add more dye. Right, so we're at the halfway point. I've been turning this slowly every few minutes, hitting the corners this last step. Okay, because I'm only working over the one burner because my tray's not long enough to hit both. Okay, so now let's turn this yarn over and see what we've got. I'm tempted to actually move these inside ones to the outside and vice versa. So let's wiggle those down a second so I can see where it separates. There we go. Grab the yarn, lift it up. As you can see, there isn't a great deal of that's hot of dye left. I really should have learnt by now, shouldn't I? But it gets a bit hot in here. Right, so there is the first one. That's turned. Now on to the second one somehow. Okay, let's move that up a minute. Move this one down. It doesn't want to go, it's moving around like spaghetti, isn't it? Right, there we go. The hope of me, the reason I'm doing this is I'm hoping that if there is any residual dye at the edges, because 9 out of 10 times with me, it's the colour seems to pool on the edges. So by moving these around like I've done there, I'm hoping then that it will pick up the next lot of dye, because to me this one does look lighter than the next one along. So let's move those up. Oh. Let's do it again. Oh, this is taking a little while, but we'll get there, won't we? Right, so let's grab the outside one. There we go. move you down. Then plonk you back in again. Out the way, spaghetti. There we go, and then just the last one to do. Before, of course, I'm adding some more dye. Now, I'm loving the shade that this is at the moment, but I know, of course, it dries lighter than what I'm seeing in the pan at the moment. I've learnt my lesson after my green fiasco. Green! Right, so this is starting to get a little low on the fluids as well. I may have to rehang these ones, Linda. We'll see how we go. Right, let's add in my second cup, which is exactly the same mix as the first one. Which will, of course, lovingly bring our water back up. Nearly touchable, so let's give it a jiggly wiggly. Ah, that bit's hot, that bit's really hot. And stop being a twit. No, I want to be a twit with the other hand. Ah, asbestos fingers. Right, okay, so now it's a case of stop touching it, woman. Okay, now it's a case of just leaving this in now. Oh, I'm so sorry, I just realised I knocked the camera. Hopefully you got to see most of that and not just my part of my dodgy kitchen. Right, so now it's a case again of leaving this one on the heat for the rest of the 30 minutes, or I'm going to give it 30 minutes I should say, from adding that next colour, and I will be back shortly to show you the shade it turned out to be. Keep everything across. We got a dark egg blue. Okay, we're at the next check-in point. We do have some dye left, but not a great deal in there. It does look dark, but nothing compared to what I've seen in these before. Right, so fingers crossed that this comes out the shade that I'm seeing, that I'm liking. Now I should explain, Linda and me have got very similar tastes. I have had a lounge in dark egg blue before with brown as well, so this needs to represent that old lounge of mine in Wales. And if I don't see the colour once this is dried, I will of course redo it and maybe over dye it and add a bit more dye to it, but at the moment the way that this yarn is looking, I'm really liking this shade. So it's a time to turn off the heat and leave it to sit. Oh, come on yarn, be nice to me and Linda. We love you, we do, we love you. Right, there's some magic words of encouragement for it. I'm now going to push this back and let this cool, and I will be back shortly to show you how it looked once it had cooled down. Right, so here we go. This is the yarn all nice and cooled. It has got a beautiful undertone, a blue undertone with it. I'm really quite happy. And I know it's going to fade a little bit more because of course it's wet, so when it's wet it shows up darker. Right, here's my pre-mix. So now it's time to get dotty. get on with popping dots on and seeing if this is going to work so that it looks more like the duck egg shell that we're aiming for. Oh, let's just bite the bullet, go straight for it. Come on. Now of course I'm just going around dolloping on here. I would love to say I'm keeping account of how many. Sorry Linda, it is going to be very sporadic, I think is the right word. but hopefully this works out. But again, I will be showing Linda the yarn once it's dried, so that she can yay or nay it before she sends it. If she decides this one's not for her and she wanted me to try again, I will add it on screen, and then you will have the opportunity to purchase this one. But of course, if Linda nabs it first, you got no chance. so and now it's time to grab these and wrap them up and do all the back scene stuff. Once I've done this, I will of course do all the back behind the scenes things, and then get ready. I'm going to show you them nice and dry in front of the camera, and of course show you them photographed as well in a natural light. That way hopefully you will be able to see what these look like a bit better than what they look like on this table, as of course halfway through recording the light in the UK fails and everything goes to sleep. I'll see you shortly. Now this is normally the part of the video where I show you the yarn up and close with the camera in its hanks and all unfolded and all that sort of stuff. But yeah, guess who got carried away and packed the package before she could. So what I'm going to now say is I'm going to pop a couple of pictures up that I have taken of the yarn. Now when I was hanking it up once it was dry, and one of the hanks was in a bit of a tangled mess, so I had to unhank it and then rehank it. So to do that, the easiest way for me that I found is to actually cake it and then run it from the cake back onto the hanking device. So these images that I'm showing you now are them of the yarns that have been with it caked, and of course some in the background still in their hanks. But of course our gorgeous Linda has now received 4 hanks. Okay, so she's got her 4 hanks and she's made her video hopefully, and she may have even made her item because we know how speedy our Linda is. But at the end of this video there will be a quick link that will take you straight over to her unboxing video. So I can't wait to see, 1, what her reaction is, and 2, of course, what she did make. There may be another one of her videos that will be linked down in the description box down below, or of course in the I button up here, because it will be after today's preview. Right, so that is it for me for today. I hope you've enjoyed today's video. I will see you all really soon, so please remember to stay chilled, stay happy and keep crafting. Oh, and also if you're on the preview, you got 2 minutes to say your goodbyes. Bye everybody.